In our bedroom, we've got quite a few shelves here where we've got a couple of little knickknacks and that. And one thing my wife likes to store here is her bags. However, the shelf is kind of not tall enough to fit the bags very nicely, so I don't want them all squished like that. So let's figure out how we can use SolidWorks to make some cool hangers for these bags so they can be hung up and displayed somewhere really cool. So I've got this big white area that we can fill up with some cool hangers and display some of the bags on this wall. I've got a really cool idea for a bat that I want to make that's mechanical. So let's jump to SolidWorks, let's go design that, and then 3D print it. So the idea that I have is to basically put the bag on the bat's feet. When this happens, the wings then flap upwards. So in order to create this motion, I've had to create a rack and pinion mechanism. The rack being attached to the feet, so when it gets pulled down, it rotates the pinions, which are attached to the wings, rotating them upwards. So I made this quick little dummy model to test that all my clearances work, all my tolerances work, and make sure that the print in place aspect of this model actually works, whether it's FDM or in powder bed fusion. So let's check it out. So I'm really happy with how this came out. It proved the concept and made sure that everything is working correctly and the print in place actually works. So it's always amazing to be able to model something up quickly in CAD and then use a 3D printer to get your quick prototype. Make sure it works in the real world before you go any further. So let's make the bat now. So the prototype worked perfectly. So I just took that exact model and modeled around it, keeping the original features of the rack and pinion mechanism, attaching wings to the little bits that were sticking out, attaching feet to the bottom, and then customizing the actual body so that everything fits within the parameters of the original test prototype part. Every now and then I'll chuck it back into assembly, make sure everything is still working, all the clearances are working, and make sure that nothing will actually collide during simulation. This just makes sure that when I actually come to printing it, it prints first time correctly. When creating the head, I kind of saw it almost like a piece of clay. Started with a basic block model and then started cutting away the material I didn't need to then get the general shape, and then added a bit more material where I needed, kind of sculpting but using SolidWorks. I tried an eye technique which didn't seem to work on this scale, so I just went with a regular eyeball, added some angry little eyelids. The last thing to do is to figure out where is the bag actually going to attach to. So I decided to make the bat sit on a little branch type of thing that would stick out. Look at that. That is so cool. I'm so glad this came out exactly how I wanted it to be. Look at that. Mechanism works flawlessly. And one thing I love is that the weight of the wings is just the right amount so that it will always deactivate. I'm very happy with this. This one was printed using an HP MJF 5210 Pro. And it's natural, so there's no extra polishing or any other surface finishing on it. So I got this version of it dyed and then shot peen. Shot peen is a process where you use tiny little plastic round pellets to smoothen the surface, and I quite like it. It looks really good. The mechanism works very well, which makes me really happy. Weight of it is great. This one was printed on the EOS P110 using a SLS technology. And then it was dyed and shot peened using some of the Dimension post-processing kit available at 3D Print UK. And yes, it can be printed in FDM. These were printed on my Bamboo Labs P1S. And all support free as well. So not a drop of support required to print this. You do need to kind of like wiggle it about and crack it loose, but yeah, fully 3D printable in FDM. Let's go mount this bad boy on the wall. So I've put a screw in the wall here. We got a little keyhole slot over there. That should just fit in like that. Real good. Look at that. Grab the bag, chuck it on. That is awesome. Let's put the rest up. If you like what you see here, share with other people that have a whole bunch of Loungeflies to display. See you in the next one.